Yo, what's up, guys? We got another episode of the Real Talk in the tub here tonight. Last time it was in the Jeep with that guy over there. That's my son, Scotty. Are you a junior?
Yeah.
Yeah?
No, I'm not.
I don't think you are a junior.
Not a junior.
No.
I'm not, because we have different middle names.
We do have a different middle name. Is that the rule?
Yeah.
There's a rule.
Yeah.
Didn't know of the rule. All right, cool. So here's the deal. We were at dinner tonight, actually before dinner, and we wanted to go to this place called Midwood. I love Midwood. It's good, right?
It's great.
It was his suggestion to go there, and it's a great barbecue. I know a lot of the people there because I've been going there quite a bit, but they were booked. It was like 40 minutes before you could actually get a seat. So my wife said, well, we're going to go over, and I say we, her and my daughter and his girlfriend, they walked over to this nursery and they wanted to kind of go around and kind of just look around. So him and I said, well, why don't we go over to Hickory, which isn't that far, Hickory Tavern, and let's just go over and I'm just going to grab a beer. You know, it's a long day. Actually, today, we should probably talk a little bit about that. I brought him to work today. Actually, what I used to do, I actually used to put, windows and doors and siding and remodel and all that stuff. And so him and I, he went and helped me do a door today that I signed up for, which I was kind of wishing I hadn't, in our lake house that we're turning into an Airbnb. That heat just kicked on too, boy.
Yeah, I feel it.
Woo! That baby's hot.
Over here.
So anyway, it's really hot. 103 hot. So we went into the Hickory. It was him and I seen that there was a couple chairs open, and so I said to a guy that was sitting there by himself, I said, you mind if I sit here? Are you saving the seat for anyone? And he's like, no, man, help yourself. I'm like, all right, cool. So we're sitting there, and we're just hanging out. I ordered a beer, he ordered a water, and in a month though, you can order a beer.
Yeah,
it'll be 21 in a month. So anyway, I'm sitting there, and so this guy's talking to the waitress. I'm talking to the waitress and stuff, or the bartender, and it was just normal conversation and stuff. So I seen that the guy had taken off just for a minute. He had almost a full beer, and he must have had to go to the restroom. So he came back, and guys, there's a point to this story, by the way, customer service, and it's just a funny story. So if you want to, listen to this funny story, you might want to hang around a little bit. And there is a lesson here. So anyway, he comes back and he says to the bartender, he goes, and her name was Brandy. And he says, he goes, hey, you didn't tell me that you had a beer special. I just went in the restroom and there's a big sign that says beer special. And she's like, oh, I'm sorry. I guess I didn't realize that the beer special had already started. He's like, it started from like the beginning of the month. And she's like, yeah, I haven't been here, whatever. And he's like, oh, no problem. She goes, I can get you one though, and he's like, no, don't worry about it. Maybe I'll get one after this. So he also ordered a thing of nachos, which was massive, by the way. Him and I could have helped him eat those. So I'm not like saying anything at this point. I'm just listening. And so he sends those nachos back because it didn't have pork, right?
Yeah.
He wanted brisket or something, and it had chili. And he's like, I didn't order chili, I ordered that. And he was nice about it. And so they sent it back. And then as they're having their discussion, he just said, I'll try the beer special later. So she leaves, and him and I start talking about it. I go, so they had a beer special? And he's like, yeah, they had a beer special. I went in the restroom, and, I discovered it there, and it's a pretty good beer special. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. And then she comes over and she got really offended. Like she was like, I apologize for what happened, but I'm kind of, what was her wording?
She's like, I'm offended.
I'm offended that you guys are talking about me, kind of like right in front of me. And I'm like, Brandy, like, I'm not talking about you at all. Like, we're just talking about the beer special, and no disrespect at all. Like, I think you're doing a great job. Like, there was not, and in all honesty, I wasn't. Like, I just thought it was, we just thought it was kind of funny that there's this big, massive poster in the bathroom of a beer special, and he didn't get the beer special. So anyway, she got really upset, and I was trying to kind of walk her off the ledge or talk her off the ledge. I'm like, wasn't I? I was like, Brandy, like, we're cool. Don't worry about it. And she's like, do you want me to go get a manager? And I'm like, I didn't ask for one. And and the guy next to me, which I still don't know his name, he's like, I didn't really request one, but if you want to get one, by all means, bring them out. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like, so time out for a second, right? Him and I walk over to Hickory just to get myself a beer, him a water, and just kind of watch some basketball games while we're waiting for our 40-minute table to be ready. And we walk into the show, right? But as this is happening, I'm like, this is customer service 101. Like, she's actually overreacting a little bit. But with that being said, the manager did end up coming out.
But before he came out, she.
Well, you speak up. You're way back there.
You want me to take it? You want to take over?
Well, no. What do you?
So before the manager came up, she came back out of the back room and said, "We apologize about the nachos." So back to the nachos issue, and ended up giving him the nachos for free off of the bill.
Right.
And then
the manager came out.
A couple minutes later, the
manager comes out and he's like, "Hey, I hear you have an issue or something." He's like, "I don't really have an issue. I'm just, she just basically said that I had an issue and I don't, but there's a beer special. I wasn't aware of it. I said to him," and then he starts pointing with his thumb. He's like, "I'm talking to him over there." And I'm like, wasn't I? I'm like, yo, don't get me involved in this. Like, I'm good. Like I don't need to be any part of this, but this is good. So, so anyway, the manager says, "I apologize. Let us get you a beer on the house. We're going to take care of your nachos." So they were over delivering. Getting hot?
It's hot.
It is hot.
It's hot.
Hey, get down a little bit. This is a kid-friendly show here. We're not showing off muscle and stuff.
I wish.
We're not showing off like scrawny bodies around here.
Yeah, right.
So anyway, I'm sweating too, by the way.
It's
hot. I'm breaking a bead hard. They over-delivered. Like, I got to give thumbs up to the management, and he was awesome. He was cool. And Brandy was good too, but she was just, again, she was hurt more than anything. She wanted to serve us the best way that she could. My point and my moral of the story of like sharing this with you guys is just that customer service goes a long way. Like, if you're not doing customer service, or if you're not taking customer service seriously, you really need to. Now, again, if you're just selling a one-off product or whatever, maybe you're just trying to get sales, right? Still could use some customer service, but I recommend going out there and building a brand, and part of that is customer service. And I'm going to throw in my little shameless plug here that what we do to follow this to a T, which has helped us and is working really, really well, can be found at ecombizbook.com. That's where I actually outline exactly what we've done over the past 19 months to build a serious brand and multiple revenue streams and awesome customer service. We've had negative reviews come in that have been taken down because of customer service. Like, it's that important. But understand, you need to understand who your market is. You need to understand what they want, what they need, and you need to serve them at a higher level, period. I don't care if you're selling a garlic press or if you're selling like the most premium luggage out there, you need to have great customer service, period. And that is what I'm saying. You like that? This thing is amazing. Another story on these things. This thing here, can I go back and you can kind of see how it flickers?
Don't fall.
I won't fall. Look at that. Like, isn't that cool as heck? We have a whole bunch of these out by the pool. And the story on these real quick. These are a really nice product. They're about $25 a piece. My father, I'm going to set it down over here now. My father, we had a conversation about premium products. He actually found these online for like $10. He wouldn't buy them because they were so darn cheap. He's like, they got to be junk. So again, another little lesson learned there is you should have a premium product. And if you charge more, it's sometimes perceived as a higher value, a premium product. All right. So guys, do me a favor. If you guys agree, if you guys think that customer service is really, really important, leave a comment down below. Let me know. Let me know that you guys are here, whether it's here live or whether it's after the fact. If you're here on YouTube, subscribe to the channel. Show us a little love there by giving us some comments and some likes and some shares and whatever else you do there on any of the other social platforms that we're publishing this on. But anyway, it's a random real talk. Anything else you want to talk about on the real talk? We've talked about a few other things. It's hot right now.
It's hot.
About being hot. We were talking about just starting today. I mean, Scotty brought that up to me today. He's like, there's a guy, actually, he might even be watching this right now.
If you're watching it, you know who you are.
If you're watching this, you know who you are. We're going to see you tomorrow at volleyball. there's actually a guy that's at our volleyball, and we're trying to get him to get started publishing in a certain market. I'm not going to reveal the market. I've revealed it before, but I'm not going to reveal it right now. But we're going to check in with him. We were sitting there last week, and we got him to actually sign up for a YouTube channel, a Gmail account, grab his domain name, and it was pretty awesome. And this was happening while we were at my daughter's volleyball game. Yeah, so it was pretty cool, but we're going to check in with him tomorrow. We both have bets on how much he's actually done. I think he's bought one extra accessory maybe for his tripod, because we said you got to have a tripod, maybe a mic. You don't have to, but maybe, and then just get that room ready to start.
I'm a one-up you.
You're going to one-up me?
Yeah.
All right.
He has the accessories.
The accessories, all right.
And the room is ready to go.
The room is ready? I don't know.
I'm not saying
He's busy.
I'm not saying the full room.
He's busy.
I'm saying the things behind him that he wanted there.
Maybe.
I think it's going to be there.
Maybe.
He knows where he wants to do it.
Okay. Maybe you're right. We'll find out. We'll have to do a little check-in here.
You'll have to find out for me.
Yeah. But anyway, we're going to check in with him. But the thing is, and that's what he was talking about, was like so many people just don't start. Why? Why don't they start?
It's more talking about it than starting. I don't know.
Right. Doesn't it sound like a great idea?
It does. I mean, I think it's more of a scared thing in a sense, or nervous to expose yourself to that. Maybe because you're new to it. Yeah. And maybe you don't know what kind of reaction.
Or maybe because you think it has to be perfect.
Yeah, I know a lot of that. Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. Got to be perfect. I mean, I'll give you an example here. We'll share your story real quick. Mm-hmm. This past week, it paid off that you did a camp and you did some training over a year ago. Yep. Right? So doing some training and what Scotty does, if you guys are brand new, my son, by the way, 20 years old, going to be 21, wants to basically be physical education teacher, but then also coach. And he's also doing some training, which is his passion for basketball. And he did some free camps. And basically I was telling him, just do free camps, give. And he did. And because of that, he got some clients that are paying him. What are they paying you? Some of them. What are they paying? $150. $150 for six sessions. So that's a deal. 25. And I know that because I used to pay for lessons for him, and it was like anywhere between $60 and $75 per hour per lesson. So he's doing a really good deal, and he's getting his name out there. And already it's starting to grow and to spread. And like I told him, in the next 3 to 5 years, you are going to be the go-to person in this market, in this area. And then who knows, because he's going to publish stuff on YouTube. He's going to publish stuff on his blog. He's going to do all of that stuff. Yeah, so this past week, you had a random text message, right?
Yeah, so there's a...
Come on up a little closer so we can hear you. You're like way deep in the tub, by the way.
I'm trying to escape.
Yeah, it's hot in here. Anyway, 103.
You see me on my knees?
Yeah, you're good.
All right,
you're good.
So what happened was about a year ago, I was doing... Oh, you gonna pass me the torch?
Yep. You gotta hold the torch while you're talking.
Hold it for me.
Oh, you want me to hold it?
Yeah. All right, so...
Come on. You can't do it with the torch?
No.
You can't? Okay.
No, it's too distracting.
All right. Go
okay,
ahead.
So... Yeah. About a year ago, I had a kid who hit me up. He saw me playing basketball at the Y and training kids at the Y, and asked me if I would do, train them. So I was like, sure. He was in high school, and then at that point, I don't think I was charging, except for like sometimes, occasionally, if it was signed up through an email. But besides that,
wait, you have an email list?
I do have an email list.
See that? And how many are on your email list? And again, we're not like transparent, like totally. Like you would say, oh, he's got 1,000. No, how many do you have on the email list?
42.
42. These are 42 people, though, that have been to a camp, already know him, already like him, already trust him, that he can sell his services or sell the next camp, a paid camp. Anyway, continue, please.
Anyway, so, and we actually, we knew each other through mutual people. And so he wanted to train, and so I was like, sure, I'll give you some free lessons, sure, for free training. So ended up putting through a couple workouts and liked it. But after that, it was like school season, so he was into that, so didn't hear from him. And then recently, I got a text from him saying, you still doing training? And I said, yep, I've been doing it now for a while, got a good amount of clients right now. And I was like, how much do you charge? And my mom's definitely interested, and I'm interested because my senior year is coming up. going to be a senior in high school. And so I was like, just let me know if you're interested. Like, we could make something happen. I work at I'm able to train at a middle school now. So I have better gym access in the YMCA. It's more private. And I can, use the full court and I don't have to worry about.
Timeout again. I got to call timeout.
I'll go for it.
He's got the keys to a gym because he's got his foot in the door at a gym that he is coaching for. And again, you guys hear me talk all about networking and building out your network, or whether it's influencers or whatever it is, like it pays off. And like getting the keys to a gym for himself to be able to go in there and either, whether it's train, he does pay for that. Like he'll tell them he's going to do a training and they'll charge him. But it's a really cheap price. But he's got the keys to the gym. If he wants to go in and train himself or just hang out and, shoot some hoops, he can do it. But again, that's connections and network. And that's what we talk about a lot, about building your network, your influence inside, or not even your influence, just your connections in your brand and your market. So again, I got to throw this in here, little shameless plug. Ecombizbook.com talks all about finding your market, finding the products and services, but then also how to grow and scale it externally. And part of that is going out and finding people in your market that you could collaborate with or that you could network with, all of that. So ecombizbook.com. All right, Scotty, back to you.
Right,
you see how that works?
Back to it. Actually, I'm going to go off of what you said with the coaching thing
though.
And getting the keys. Again, networking is obviously the biggest thing. You guys should know that. Networking and getting familiar with people and just being personable and, letting them know who you are and being respectful and all that.
Yep.
I mean, I didn't think at 20 years old I'd have a key to the gym. I mean, for someone to put enough trust and faith in me to have a key to their school is, 20 years old. I mean, it doesn't sound like much, but it really is, because even talking to them, some were surprised because some coaches don't even have the key there. And they've been there for years and they still don't even have it. And, so for them to give me the keys definitely means a lot, but I knew that, they had enough faith and trust in me that I'm going to do the right thing and, not abuse the...
And again, he's got people in the system that he's going to eventually be teaching for, coaching for. They know who he is.
Yep.
You go to the Y, everybody knows who he is. He's like the mayor of the Y, right? Young mayor. So yeah, it's pretty cool to be a father and actually watch this too. And again, so proud of him and everything he's accomplished. I'm proud of all my kids because growing up in this entrepreneurial, life, they hear it all the time. And when they were little, they might not have really paid too much attention, but they're hearing it on a regular basis. And it really does come down to those core principles. And that is, number one, know who your market is. He knows who the market is. The market really isn't even the kids. It's the parents. Yep. Right? Mm-hmm. And then from there, putting something out that could get them to come in to try his services before he ever asks for money. And then from there, they are going to naturally... You had some people at the first camp that just reached out and go, do you do private coaching? Yep. And you're like, yeah, actually I do. Right? You didn't even have to ask for it. Isn't that pretty cool if people look for you and ask you if they can pay you? Now that can happen in e-commerce business too. People will, like my father, with the torch. This thing is amazing, by the way. Anyway, so with that, he went to a brand that we had purchased from, and he liked it. And even though he found it for $10 more, because he's shopping, he's looking on Amazon. I wonder if I can get it for cheaper. And he did, but he's like, I'm not going to do it because it'll probably last a day, and then it'll go out. This might be the exact same manufacturer that they use, maybe, but we know that the brand sticks behind their product, and they have a good product. This thing's been running since last year, by the way. This is a solar unit. This has been running since last year. It shuts off in the morning, turns on at night automatically, never did anything with it. We got these because we wanted to have something that would look like a torch without the oil and all that stuff. And it's been really, really cool. So anyway, if you like these, I don't have the brand in front of me, but really good product. Anyway, any other thing you want to talk about for real talk in the tub, other than that we're hot and we're sweating?
I did, actually.
You did? All right.
Guess what? This is new to you.
Uh-oh.
You ready for
Something
this?
new.
You ready for this?
Maybe this should be a different episode. Maybe
no, we got to tell them. See, you don't even know this.
I'm afraid.
You guys get an exclusive.
Woo!
So,
it's hot.
About 2 days ago, I've been using Instagram a lot and trying to reach people on there on a smaller level, just posting my stuff. And I get a good amount of direct messages regarding basketball from people all over.
Sure.
Well, about a month ago, I got a message from a kid, I think he's in 7th or 8th grade, I don't even think this country. I think he's like in Italy or something like that.
Okay.
Could be this country, but I think because I was looking at the teams, I think
Yeah.
it's like an Italian team.
Okay.
Anyway, so messaged me and said I was doing 14 points the first game, 12 points second, and he's like, now I can't even score like 2 points, and he's like, I'm scared because 2 years ago I was only averaging 2 points,
Jeez.
and I'm scared to go back to that and fall into that again. Like I want to stay up top, and then I just messaged him back, and I was like, look, you gotta, talking basketball, I was like, you gotta let the game come to you. You can't, force points and stuff like that. It's about to win. But if you like focus on just letting the game come to you, or you can even put this into everything else, letting whatever it is, the market come to you pretty much.
Yep.
Same kind
Put the stuff out there, but then let the market come to you for sure.
So in the game, if you're just doing your right thing and you're doing the right plays, whatever, points will come. And I said, just focus on the win and stuff like that. Well, he texted me the next week. I think he had 2 games, and they won the championship. He had 12 points of one and like 17 the other. And just like, yeah, you were right, blah, blah, blah. And then I was like, no, that was you, man. And so I was like, just keep letting me know how you're doing. And just, keep doing what you're doing. And so then 2 days ago, he messaged me, and he's like, I don't know how, but you were right, or something like that, or you helped me. I think that's what he said. You helped me.
Yeah.
And then he showed me a list, and of his league he was in, he's leading 7th in points.
Wow.
So over a month, just those words helped him. And again, I didn't even do anything. He didn't do any of my drills. He didn't do any of that. All it was a talk, and he feels that I was responsible for it, which. Yeah, I don't even take responsibility for it. It was just more of to give him more motivation.
It was motivation
and confidence.
Yeah.
And for him just to see that from me, or to get that from me, even though he doesn't know me, still he, took it upon himself. And then now that happened, and now he feels like, that it was because of me. And I told him, I was like, no, that's because of you. But again, I could have been like a lot of Instagram people or higher end people who, don't message back or don't do any of that.
That's huge.
And the thing is, again, another quick story real quick.
Man, he's telling all kinds of
Sorry,
stories.
I had more. Last year, a kid asked me, how do you dunk? How do you get jump higher? And he was in, I think, 10th grade. And so, for free, gave him my whole workout. I said, here's my workout. All I want you to give me your progress. See how you do. I'm going to check in every week on you. So I checked in every week. And then he went from, not even barely touching the rim to grabbing with 2 hands and dunking like a volleyball. And so, again, and he thanked me for it and said, because of you, you did this. And he showed me his videos and stuff like that. And again, at this point, I could have charged him for something, or anyone.
Sure.
And I didn't even have to respond. And that's the one thing he said. He was like, I'm surprised you responded, because everyone else I've talked to didn't respond.
Yep. And I get that a lot, too. I still answer all of my emails. So my emails come in. Now, support stuff and things like that, I will have someone in support take care of that. But for the most part, I basically answer emails. I've been told, Scott, you really should hand that off to someone else. And I'm like, no, I want to be able to hear what these people need. I also want to see what people are struggling with, but I also want to see what people are being successful with. And it allows me to stay connected. I would feel disconnected if I didn't. Can you grab me that water over there afterwards? It is hot in here. And it's so true. It's like, Scotty's getting a taste right now of what it feels like to help someone. And I'm telling you, if you're in your market and you just act as though you want to help someone, the money will follow. It totally will. Him and I were talking about it on the way up to do our job today, my construction job that him and I were doing together, which is the first time I've done a job like that in probably around 15 years.
Do you regret it?
No, it was fun. It was a pain in the butt, but it was fun. It felt good. And even you stood back from it and you go, I like the way that came out. Like, it came out pretty good. So you even got a gratification from doing a job for someone. And even when I was in the construction business, I was getting gratification from taking someone's house that might have needed an update or a remodel and getting them to be like so excited and happy to use their new kitchen or to use, their new porch or whatever. That's always been a thing for me. And those core principles, like I said, I'm going to go to a little shameless plug here because it's so important. But the core principles really does come down to understanding your market, understanding what they want and what they need, delivering value to them even before you ever receive a sale. And it's from there's multiple ways you can go out there and get attention. can get attention through an email list. Scotty's got 41 or 42 people on an email list. He sends an email to those people that have already been to a camp. He's got a really good chance of getting 5 or 6 people to pay him for the next camp or whatever. And his goal is to keep building that over time, slowly but surely. I said that in a podcast episode the other day. It was on one of my Ask Scott sessions. You haven't heard it yet because it hasn't aired yet, but it was slow and steady wins the race. And it's so true. But it's, you got to have patience and you got to understand that it will pay off. I promise you. Even though you're like, oh my gosh, I want to make sales, I want to make more money. That stuff will happen and it will follow. And then it'll become even easier to sell to that audience and that market. So I love that. Good talks, good real talks right here. And it all started from the story tonight at the bar with Brittany. Brittany? No, it wasn't Brittany.
Brandy.
Oh, Brandy. I'm terrible with names too. If I ever meet you in person and I forget your name after like the first 10 minutes, I apologize. It's just, I'm terrible at that. Unless it's something like really simple like Jim, but there's a lot of, not that, what is it? Brianna?
You forgot already?
I forgot it already.
Brandy.
I got to think of that like an
All
alcohol
I think
thing.
of is the singer.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There you go.
The actress.
Yeah. There you go. So anyway, this story came from that. And I said, you know what, Scotty? I got a lot of emails from people saying that they loved the real talk that I did with Scotty in the Jeep on the way home from dinner one night. So if you like this, if you think that we should do more of these real talks, let me know. Either drop it in the comments, whether it's on YouTube or Facebook, or email me if you want. Scott@theamazingseller.com. Let me know. And we'll do more of these. Again, nothing scripted, totally raw. Lighting isn't that great. Who cares, right? We're here to share some stories, share some insight. For those of you that want to kind of get a little bit of behind the scenes and kind of like what I'm talking about on a daily basis with this guy and other people that I associate with, come hang out with us. Like, that's what we're doing here. We're on a Saturday night hanging out. We're in the tub. I'm melting away right now. Someone messaged me because I tweaked my back this morning. Oh my gosh. Last story real quick. This morning I woke up and I tweaked my back the day before. And I just was like hanging low. I'm like, I got to put this door in. I got to do this job on the weekend. This morning I woke up and I went out and he was going to help me. And I started lifting a couple of boxes on the back of the car. And I felt it. And I'm like, oh no, here we go. It's going to go to the next stage. It's terrible.
And then guess who lifted all the heavy
And then he went and lifted it all for me. Right. But I don't even know where I was going with that story.
I don't either. Yeah.
So, yeah, where was I going with that?
Someone asked you about tweaking your back.
Oh yeah, that's it. Thank you.
I got
So I said yesterday that I was in the hot tub and I was soaking my back, and they messaged me and they go, hey Scott, just want to let you know, cold will probably do better. And I'm like, I've heard that, but heat feels so much better when you're in it. I mean, wouldn't you agree? Cold is terrible, but it does. I know it takes the inflammation down. It takes, the blood and retracts it and like all that stuff. I get it, but man, the heat just feels really good. And speaking of heat, it's starting to blast me right now in my back. And it's a shot of about 103 degrees because it's coming directly out of the heater, and that is hot. So anyway, hope you guys have an amazing rest of your night or day. And if you're watching this during the week, get out there, make it happen. I got to dry my hand off so I can end this.
You have to use that.
No, I got a shirt right here, so I can end the Facebook Live. But anyway, guys, have an awesome, amazing day. If you want more of these real talks, do me a favor, drop it in the comments, email me, subscribe to the channel if you're on YouTube, if you're on Facebook. Definitely hit notifications, and this way here you won't miss any of these either random real talks or more structured. I do some whiteboard stuff as well. And then also check out ecombizbook.com if you want the whole process that I'm following and I'm going to continue to follow in the next probably 5 years. So anyway, go check it out, ecombizbook.com. All right, guys, that's it. Have an awesome night. Talk to you later. Take action. We'll see you guys. Bye.